Hello, bookish people. This is Jairul. It's that time of the year again, and I'm back. On March 11, 2024, the Booker Prize will reveal its international longlist, and just like you, I can't wait. I always advocate the International Booker Prize list since it always brings more works with a variety of viewpoints and writing styles. I sometimes think that International Booker Prize brings more value than the Booker Prize itself. This might be a bit contentious. However, I'm here to discuss the 13 books that I hope will make this year's long list. Since I selected the books based on my personal preference, and it's a fact that the Booker Prize judges will not agree with me, I won't call this list a prediction. This is more of a wish list. First of all, I have Beyond the Door of No Return by David Diop. I'm a huge Diop fan since his At Night All Blood is Black, and that won the Booker Prize, and he can do it again. He did not disappoint me with his new book, and I would really love to see the book making the long list. The book has a memoir of its protagonist, which reveals why protagonist Adanson uttered the name Maram in his last breath. I loved every single thing about the book, and Diop's writing style is always special to me. My next pick is A Shining by Jon Fosse. Booker Prize might pass on that as Jon Fosse recently won the Nobel Prize. But if we ignore the fact that he won the Nobel Prize recently, and if I talk about Jon's slow prose affecting on A Shining, I have to say that it is rather more effective than the septology. It shows a man getting his car stuck in a forest under heavy snow and slowly drifting towards Shining. I would really love to see this book making the long list. Mild Vertigo by Mieko Kanai might also make it to the long list as well. This is a Fitzcarraldo book, just as a Shining, and it is also written in slow prose. I also find similarity of septology as this book is about a woman whose life is just as similar as nothingness. I have not yet read it, but I love slow prose. And I love to see it making the long list so that I don't have to push it further in my TVR. My Work by Olga Revin is the next book I choose. As I was skimming the potential eligible books, I came across this book and I was mesmerized. It explores the relationship between motherhood, work, individuality, and literature. The writing style of this book is extremely unique, and I think I will start reading it right away, regardless of it being in the long list. It has a combination of fiction, essay, poetry, memoir, and letters, which is surely going to be a great read. Lodgment by Evru Ozen, I love the cover, is the next book I'll talk about. It is also a book about motherhood. A single mother gave birth to her third child while encountering snowstorm. I'm excited to read how the mother responds to the situation, and I really think it is a Booker-worthy book after reading first few pages. Victoria Keelan's book, My Man, grabbed my attention as well. We have seen Victoria making it to Booker Prize shortlist, but as a translator. He was probably a translator for Jon Fosse. He now has the potential to be in the list as an author, and I'm really rooting for him. The theme of the book forces me to. It is written based on a true story of America's first female serial killer. I'm not a fan of serial killer story, but I do enjoy true stories that make the news. The next book I have is Adnan by Linnea Axelsson. This has to be in the list. Adnan is an epic and a love verse novels. If you don't know, the word Adnan means the land, the earth, and my mother. Just think how beautiful the title is. It talks about how the lives of the indigenous effects, and I believe such brave and unique approach should make it to the long list. The book I have next is You Dreamed of Empires by Alvaro Enrique. If I need to read the next historical book, I will read You Dreamed of Empires. This book is a collision of two worlds, two empires, two languages, two possible futures as Hernan Cortes and Emperor Moctezuma meets. I feel the prologue gives a fun vibe of history, and this might be coming into the likings of the judges as well. I must add A Simple Art of Killing a Woman by Patricia Mello to the list as well. Again, when I read the sample of the book, there was a description of a woman who was killed by her husband. So that's based off a true story, maybe? It talks about men's aggressive love, and I'd like to read the brutality and learn from this book whatever there is to learn for me. The prose of the book is fast, which is not my typical type, but I think this book will be in the long list. Next, I have Kibogo by Mukasonga. Kiboko is a book which has a touch of Rwandan's history and myths, and I have heard great things about this book. It tells how the missionaries determined to replace Rwandan beliefs with European Christianity. This is a great promise for a book to get my interest, and I'm pretty confident that I will like this book. My Heavenly Favorite by Lucas Rijneveld is in the list as well. If you know me, you know that I love being disgusted by a story. Previous winner of this prize, Lucas, wrote this book about a 50-year-old man being fascinated with 14-year-old girl and narrating the book, blaming her for whatever he has encountered in his life. And this makes me angry, and I think I will enjoy reading this book. Next up, I have Not a River by Selva Almeida. This book is published by Charco Press, and the publisher has one of my favorite authors, Claudia Pinheiro. Pinheiro has a book eligible for this year's International Booker Prize, but I did not like A Little Luck as much as I liked Elena Knows. So I thought Not a River can be a book making it to the long list, as I really loved the preview of this ghost fiction. The story has some spiritual activities in a river, which gives the protagonist a feel that the reason for their friends drowning in the river can be something more than a mere accident. At last, I have The Understory by Saneh Sansak. This is a story of a 90-year-old man sharing his experience in the forest, which was later destroyed, and today's kids had not seen any of it. I love traveling and I love nature, so I feel that the book has a great promise, sharing nature through words with a touch of India's soil. So these are the 13 books I would love to see making the long list in International Booker Prize on March 11, 2024. Let me know how many of the books are in your long list prediction, and I'll come back with the long list reaction and many more videos about this awesome journey. Stay safe. Goodbye.